Warning, warning, warning. Important things must be said 3 times. This is a show that will make you laugh until you have a six-pack. Those who have just had an appendectomy, suffer from stomach issues, or are severely meme deficient lacking a sense of humor should proceed with caution. A down-on-his-luck young man transmigrates into a strange world. He spends 9 long years burning the midnight oil, studying day and night with single-minded devotion, all to become a brilliant scholar brimming with talent. Then, to his utter bewilderment, he realizes this isn't the world of ancient romance movies. It's a world of cultivation where the streets are filled with magic spells and the sky is thick with flying sword energy. His 9 years of studying the classics instantly went down the drain, rendered almost entirely useless. However, he has a second thought. Isn't this the classic opening of a mindless power fantasy novel? This must mean my talent is unparalleled in the world. He rushes off to get tested, only for reality to give him a resounding slap in the face. It turns out he doesn't have a single spirit root in his body. Utterly devastated, he sits on the ground looking like a loser who just lost his life savings. Just then, a Sect Master appears. To meet his recruitment quota, this Sect Master and his eldest disciple plot to bamboozle the young man. However, the war for talent between sects is brutal. Some even resort to honey traps using handsome men and beautiful women. Fortunately, they still manage to hook a big fish like Yi Ping. Furthermore, he doesn't even ask for a salary. Though if the sect is too pathetic to teach him anything real, he plans to bolt at any moment. He probably never dreamed that the generic bottom-shelf sword intent theories the Sect Master and his disciple made up on the fly would actually be mastered by him through a series of fortunate accidents, turning him into the world's greatest sword god. Opening his eyes, Yi Ping is pale, drenched in sweat and frowning deeply. He realizes things are far from simple. He is transmigrated, following the trope of someone bringing modern knowledge to get rich and famous. This is despite the fact that everyone around him is staring with wide eyes, looking at him in terror as if he were a madman. The crowd whispers, "Look, he's on fire." With soaring momentum, Yi Ping uses a brush to write his name on the golden list, dreaming of the leisurely life he envisions. After 9 years of hard work, he has finally completed his studies. But just then, a majestic immortal, radiating a dazzling blue spiritual aura, glides through the air over the heads of Yi Ping and the commoners. He is completely stunned, petrified on the spot, his mouth hanging open for a long time. Soon, Yi Ping wears a frantic "what the hell is this" expression as reality slaps him in the face yet again. He roars, "Girl, what on earth is going on? This world is definitely not." Meanwhile, the system smugly appears as if to mock him. With a flick of its finger, it confirms an input error regarding the world's setting. "No big deal, just try again." "Good luck." Yi Ping immediately collapses to his knees, radiating a thick aura of resentment. Covering his face, he wails, "Do you know what I've been through these past 9 years? Stop messing with me. I don't want to study anymore. Who would study books when you can become an immortal? Wah?" His outburst causes the people around him to turn back and stare in curiosity. Suddenly, a nerve in his brain seems to connect. Though his face is still blank with shock, Yi Ping discovers something. Wait. Transmigrating into a cultivation world, isn't this the opening to those classic brainless novels? He then shouts excitedly, which means my talent must be ridiculously strong. As time flies, Yi Ping decides to prove his fantasy. Thus, at today's spirit testing assembly held in a place shrouded in mist like a fairyland, Yi Ping stands before the spirit testing monument, surrounded by stone dragons ready to test his spirit roots. Then he is once again abandoned by the heavens. The monument coldly displays a few words, "No spirit root." He is speechless. The last shred of his fantasy about the cool cultivation world slips through his fingers. He clutches back tears that flow like a flood and shouts indignantly, "Damn it, I want to go back to Earth. This transmigration is nothing like the novels." The surrounding cultivators cover their mouths to hide their laughter, shrugging in mockery of this loser named Yi Ping. This fatal blow leaves him with nothing to live for. He slumps on the ground, leaning against the railing, looking up at the sky and muttering to himself, "Bah, and here I thought I was the protagonist." Suddenly, an old man walks over and asks, "Young friend, do you wish to cultivate and become an immortal?" Hearing this, he looks over in shock, puzzled by the coincidence and feeling suspicious. Sometime later, at another location, the Qingyun Taoist sect, a house built on a mountaintop, overlooks white cranes flying leisurely. The Sect Master, Taoist Taihua, has a grim expression as he says seriously to the person before him, "Changyu, your master has a mission for you." The next second, his attitude takes a 180-degree turn. With snot and tears, he grabs the young man's shoulders and cries out in feigned sorrow, "My good disciple, you must help your master with this big favor." The eldest brother, Su Changyu, is completely unmoved by Taihua's theatrics. He picks up a cup of tea, smiles slightly, and asks calmly, "What big matter could there be for an obscure bottom-tier sect like ours?" But Taihua covers his face like the kid from Home Alone meeting a burglar, complaining bitterly, "The higher-ups just issued a new policy. They're going to shut down bottom feeders like us unless we recruit 8 qualified disciples within a year and get promoted to a grade 3 sect." Hearing this, Su Changyu remains composed. Sipping his tea, he suggests, Then just find one more person. However, Taihua is overcome with grief, remembering how he knelt like a dog while other sects flaunted their power. He laments, "It's not that easy. I went to the testing assembly yesterday and every sect was fighting like crazy for people. The prices were astronomical. I even begged people, saying don't go, let's talk some more. But those warriors who just finished their spirit tests wouldn't even give me a glance, looking at me with pure disgust. HMPH, trying to recruit a disciple for 3 taels of silver a month? Are you feeding a beggar?" He then recounts how he was physically intimidated by a female cultivator using her ample assets, indignantly accusing her of shamelessly using a honey trap. At the time, that female cultivator was holding a young lad whispering sweet temptations, "Junior brother, come practice dual cultivation with senior sister." It made the kid turn red as a beet while everyone else watched with envy and hatred. Nevertheless, when one door closes, another opens. Taihua found Yi Ping in a neglected corner questioning his life, he continues. "But in the end I managed to pick one up." Su Changyu can hardly believe it. Looking at his masters, "I found a treasure face," he asks. "Wait, master, he really chose us?" Recalling this, Taihua shouts with deep emotion, "Even though he's a total rookie with no spirit roots, it's good enough that someone was willing to come. Most importantly, he agreed to work without a salary." Yiping's eyes had been sparkling like stars, ignoring the people nearby who were flipping him the bird. He had clasped his hands and answered excitedly, "Money is just a worldly possession. As long as you can teach me cultivation, I'll agree to anything. I shouldn't just think about what the sect can do for me. I should think about what I can do for the sect." Sitting before Su Changyu now, Taihua tries to convince his eldest disciple. "Changyu, don't you think he's a bit of a fool? No, wait, where else could you find such a compliant disciple? But I'm worried that once he sees how dilapidated our sect is and realizes he's not learning anything, he'll probably run off. So your master has come up with a brilliant plan." His aged but determined eyes glint with calculation as he declares confidently. "Simply put, we pretend to be peerless masters. You take your junior brothers and sisters and make up some impossible nonsensical techniques to teach him. We stall for time. Once the sect is saved after a year, he can stay or leave as he pleases." After listening, Su Changyu picks his ear, blows away the debris and says disdainfully, "PSH, I thought it was some world-shaking matter that made Master so serious. It's just flexing, isn't it?" He stands up, squints, and asks Taihua a seemingly random trivial question. "Master, do you know what nickname the junior brothers and sisters have given me in private?" The old man looks bewildered. "What nickname?" Su Changyu's bright phoenix-like eyes lower slightly. Su Changyu frowns and replies, "This disciple is humble." He poses dramatically, flicking his robes and letting them flutter in the breeze, continuing, "The king of flexing of Green Mountain, that's me." This leaves Taihua speechless. As if remembering something, Su Changyu strokes his chin and looks to the left. "When it comes to the art of posturing in this vast Qingzhou province, if I claim to be second, I doubt anyone would dare claim to be first." Having said that, he plants one foot on the table, hands on his hips, and leans back like a narcissistic model, laughing wildly. "You've come to the right person for this. It's my specialty, ha." Seeing Taihua's face turn dark as he internally grumbles, "Is that really something to be proud of?" The old man swallows his pride since he needs Su Changyu's cooperation. He reminds him solemnly, "In any case, Changyu, you just need to successfully stall him for 1 year." However, Su Changyu's eyes are filled with a mysterious confidence. He holds up a palm to reject Taihua's suggestion, leaving the old man confused again. Soon, the Oscar-winning Su Changyu sighs with emotion, "Since I am taking action. The goal of stalling for 1 year is far too low. Dealing with a rookie like him only requires a flick of my wrist." He brags without hesitation, thrusting his hips forward and inexplicably making Taihua look at his heroic stance, promising, "At the very least, I'll make him admire only the Qingyun Taoist sect and not the gods from now on. He'll want to be a Qingyun disciple in his next life too." As soon as he speaks, Su Changyu's nose seems to grow longer from his bragging. He laughs smugly, "Ha ha ha," while Taihua widens his eyes and applauds in amazement. "Oh, it's starting already. Excellent, excellent. The king of flexing of Green Mountain truly lives up to his name." Su Changyu gets even more excited, radiating a shimmering light as he brandishes a longsword. "I'll put it this way, if I fail this mission, I'll dip this sword in sauce and swallow it." He then clasps his hands to bid Taihua farewell. "If there's nothing else, this disciple will take his leave. I'll wait for him at the back mountain tonight." Hearing this, the old man stands up and responds, "Good, I'll use my sword kinesis to fly you back." However, Su Changyu turns and walks away coolly, waving off his master's kindness. "No need," he looks back with a hint of a disdainful gaze. "If you don't see someone for 3 days, you should look at them with fresh eyes. I am no longer that little disciple who needs a ride from his master." After finishing his lines, Su Changyu raises his left arm high, his fingers slowly pointing upward with extreme artistic flair. Seeing this, Taihua's pet owl covers its face in shock and the man himself widens his eyes. "Ah, that gesture, could it be?" On the other side, Su Changyu looks calm, his mouth slightly open as he chants, "May this prosperous world be as you wished." Simultaneously, he roars, "Sword, come." A dazzling beam of light shoots from his fingertips. His pose is incredibly majestic. Even Taihua has to look at Su Changyu in a new light, his pupils contract, his jaw nearly hits his chest and he exclaims, "Wow, it really is sword kinesis, how is this possible?" He's clearly a sword path loser who couldn't learn a single set of techniques in 10 years, however. After a long while, seeing him still holding that pose and basking in self-satisfaction, Taihua begins to sweat. A final falling leaf drifts past Su Changyu's fingers, which are devoid of any spiritual energy. The faces of Taihua and the owl turn sour. Though he knew this disciple was unreliable, he was still fooled by the superb acting. The old man asks despondently, "Don't tell me you?" Su Changyu instantly breaks character, scurrying back to explain, "Haha, I couldn't help but flex again. I don't know sword kinesis at all, I'll still have to trouble Master to give me a lift." Taihua rubs his temples, radiating an aura of resentment, sighing, "What a character, I just hope your new junior brother isn't driven mad by you." Late at night at the peak of the back mountain, the mist clears, revealing a bright, clear moon, perfect for some mystical posturing. Su Changyu stands at the summit like a lone wolf gazing at the distant moon, accompanied only by a few white cranes. However, at this moment, wearing his top 500 of the Qingzhou Sword Assembly Collector's Edition battle robe, he is huddled up because of the biting wind, his nose is frozen red and his whole body is shivering. This location, specifically chosen to create an atmosphere, unexpectedly gave Su Changyu an unforgettable experience of freezing. Despite wrapping his clothes tight, he lets out a loud, ringing sneeze. Suddenly, footsteps approach. Su Changyu looks back and whispers, "He's here, he's here." He grabs his sword and jumps a few times to warm up. "Hey, get ready, get ready." On the other side, Yi Bing climbs the long steps of the Qingyun Taoist sect one by one. Leaning against the cliff face, his legs aching and out of breath, he remarks, "The mountain is so high, immortals really are extraordinary." Once he catches his breath, he looks up and is instantly rendered speechless, before Yi Ping's eyes under the bright moonlight. Su Changyu stands with his back to him, majestic and motionless. His cold, aloof aura is like that of a transcendent, unyielding sword immortal. This episode ends here. Everyone, remember to follow the channel and look forward to the next episode.